It took them a while, but NERF has officially entered the pro game. That's right, there's Adventure Force Pro, there's Dart Zone Pro, and now there's NERF Pro. Or at least NERF Pro Gel Fire. This is a little bit different because normally Hasbro kind of sets the trend, or at least is one of the first to set the trend, and then everybody else copies them. This is NERF doing the exact opposite. NERF is jumping headfirst into a new ecosystem, showing everybody what they've got. And it's, Now, first off, I have to mention that this box was sent to me by Hasbro themselves. I did not pay for this. No money was exchanged. No agreement was reached. They came to me and asked me if I wanted to do a video on it, and I said yes, and this is what showed up. And it's a very pretty box. NERF Pro Gel Fire is meant to hit store shelves on November 1st, 2022 in North America, at least. And this might be the last box that Hasbro ever sends me because I have some thoughts on NERF Pro Gel Fire. Let me get some of my biases out of the way. I'm not a huge fan of the Gel Ball Blaster craze. It's really taking off here in North America. I get emails almost daily from a different company asking me to take a look at their Gel Ball Blaster, and most of the time, it's the same 3 or 4 models being sold by a variety of different companies. In fact, I had just told Unlock X or Unlocks that I wasn't really interested in taking a look at their product, because it's the exact same thing that I already reviewed back in 2019. But when a big company like Hasbro decides to jump into the ring and put the NERF name brand on their product, saying, "Hey look, I'm NERF and I'm better than you," of course I have to take a look at it. There's no way I couldn't take a look at this. Everything in this box is pretty much the same that you would get from the retail packaging. I got the NERF Pro Gel Fire Mythic Blaster, the Mythic being the designation for this exact model. The rechargeable battery, a very interesting thing that I want to talk about a little bit later. The little faux muzzle that goes on the end of this, it just twists on and stays there. It doesn't actually do anything for the blaster. Hasbro sent this hopper pre-filled with water, ready to go. I just had to drain it out, put it on the blaster, and the rounds were ready to fire. And they sent me 5,000 of their rehydratable Gel Fire rounds. Some safety glasses, and a USB cable for charging the battery. Now, gel balls are very similar to like airsoft to a degree, except for the fact that instead of just having your container of ammo ready to go off the shelf, you have to soak these little tiny gel BBs in water for several hours until you can play with them. So, my first problem with gel ball blasters, they're all virtually the same. 2, the hydratable rounds. Not only do you have to wait several hours before you can actually play with the toy you got, but because of the nature of the ammunition, it's not very consistent, and that leads to very poor accuracy because not all the rounds are going to be completely spherical, which is probably why all of them have huge capacities and high rates of fire. And 3, I'm not really a fan of large capacity, high rate of fire things. It's all kind of the samey to me. There's no variation between them, and it leads to a stale game in my opinion. I'm gonna start off by saying this thing is freaking sweet feeling and looking. Man, they really nailed it on the head with this design because it looks cool. At least until you put the hopper on it. The NERF Pro Gel Fire features a comfy grip and a little tiny foregrip area that you can put your hands if you want to steady it, and a retractable stock. It is not multi-positional. It basically just has an open and close. It doesn't do anything besides that. But when it locks into place, it locks into place, and it's the perfect length of pull. So you can really get up on this thing. It is very solid, and I just love the design. I love the look. I love what this thing is. Thumb hole stock, everything. It even features tactical rails, Rival tactical rails, although I don't know what you put on them because Rival doesn't really have that many attachments. And yeah, compact size, very easy to store and carry. It's really freaking cool feeling and looking. I cannot hype the design of this up enough. The battery is maybe the most interesting NERF news you will hear all year. It is a USB-C rechargeable 2S 500 milliamp hour lithium polymer battery. Not lithium ion, not NiCad, lithium polymer, LiPo. This is a USB-C rechargeable 500 milliamp hour 2S LiPo. I really hope whatever R&D they did to get this into being a thing is something that they use again in the future because that is awesome. So that means we should be able to get some pretty sweet performance out of this thing. All right, just drain the rounds. These are the exact ones I'm going to use in the Gel Fire. This is the first shots I have taken with this thing in 115, 119. This is very low. Okay, well, get a little bit better. It's definitely getting gel ball everywhere. They are exploding, but those performance numbers are incredibly low. And that performance would be used towards a gel ball system. These are, I think, 7.5 millimeter. It doesn't say anywhere in here, but I have fired them out of other blasters, spoiler, and it appears that they're all interchangeable, and thus it's most likely 7.5 millimeter. The hopper, you simply twist the cap off, put it on top of your blaster, it locks into place, and that is the actual look of your gel fire. We can extend the stock, and yeah, I hate this. A lot of gel ball blasters have this exact same kind of design with the hopper on top. Usually it looks like some kind of pineapple grenade. And yeah, that means aiming with this thing is practically impossible. And of course, you get frequent jams. Gelfire has a dial on the back of it that features 3 settings. You've got off, single fire, indicated by the light on it blinking off slowly, and full auto. And it does appear to have a sleep mode. If you leave it on, it does appear to, after a couple of minutes, to completely shut off, which is a good thing. You put it in single shot, you have your hopper, and you're ready to go. And it fires one of the little gel BBs. That is the maximum rate of fire on single shot, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't know why it is so freaking slow, because the actual rate of fire on full auto is this. You see, the exact problem with everything that I'm demonstrating here is the fact that this is not an ecosystem that NERF invented. This is not an ecosystem that NERF has ever put anything into previously. This is a whole new realm, a realm that other companies have already put R&D into and have already put out far better blasters with far better value in them. Now, if you don't care, you like the design, you have enough money, and it says NERF on it, so you're gonna buy it anyway, turn the video off now, and you'll leave with probably a happy note. I'm not even saying that you can't have this thing and have fun with it. You can definitely have fun with it, but you could also spend about half the money and have just as much, if not way more fun. Even on store shelves, if I go down to my local Walmart right this minute, I can pick up a splatter ball blaster that hits harder, has magazines instead of hoppers, and is objectionably better in every single facet. Most of these blasters have rechargeable batteries, or rechargeable batteries built in, and a port on the outside that you can use to charge up the battery. These blasters all have high rates of fire, select fire even sometimes, that you would never ever use, and we'll talk about that. Huge magazine capacities, anywhere from like 300 rounds to 1,200 round drums. But just doing a cursory Google search, I can find products that have rave reviews that are a quarter to half the price and also feature better performance, higher rates of fire, higher capacity, higher velocities. Yeah, one of the biggest problems with the Mythic is that compared to other gel blasters of its size on the market, it still underperforms. You are gonna hit anywhere from 110 to 140 FPS with this thing. That sounds good for like a foam dart, but remember, this projectile is way smaller, requires way less energy to put down range, and for gel balls, that's pretty pathetic. In fact, 200 FPS is about the bottom tier standard of what these things can shoot. Even the cheapest blasters that you find can hit about 200. 130 is about the average of what you'll get with this thing. That is not good. You can't show up to the party late and then also perform like garbage. To put this in comparison, I got that old blaster that I did a review of back in 2019. I pulled it out of the box. I have not touched this thing probably since I did the video. The battery has not been charged. I put some of the gel fire rounds in there, and it fired over 250 FPS. But I wasn't content. I got a splatter ball blaster, a brand new one, filled it up with the exact same gel fire rounds, and fired it and got around 200 FPS. Well, that's all well and good if it's accurate, right? In fact, it has a single shot option on it, so it's clearly meant to do some kind of marksman. No, gel balls are not accurate, and neither are the ones that come out of the gel fire. The NERF Gel Fire rounds are the exact same thing that I've seen other companies already doing. So as fruitless as it was to try to get any kind of accuracy out of this thing, because of course it has a hopper here, so I can't exactly aim it all that well, I still put it up against the Gunpowder SMT, and yeah, it is not accurate, not even remotely close. Which is why all of these things have full auto and high magazine capacities. You're meant to shoot 20 or 30 rounds downrange to hit somebody once. And fair enough, if you put it in full auto, yes, you can hit a target. You can correct your aim, you can do all sorts of stuff like that. And if that's the game you're into, have fun. I am not. That's one of the reasons why I don't play Airsoft. Hasbro wants you to pay $80 for the NERF Gel Fire Mythic. And honestly, I will still say, if you saw this and you like it and you want it and you buy it, you're gonna get exactly what you would expect. And there's a good chance that whatever blaster that comes out after the Mythic is gonna be phenomenal. And the worst part is, there's a ton of drama around NERF and gel balls right now, because Blaster Hub, or Buff Daddy, recently did an article explaining that NERF apparently owns the rights to exploders, that failed experiment that I haven't brought up until now, of basically Orbeez shooters, much larger gel balls, but the same exact kind of thing. Those blasters, I've played with them. I've actually bought them brand new and played with them before I even had a YouTube channel. And they were pretty okay, but they didn't feature triggers, they didn't feed all that consistently. Apparently, not only does Hasbro now own the rights to those, but Hasbro was already working with another company to get the kind of technology to build this kind of blaster. And it's kind of alleged that Hasbro may have taken all of the stuff they learned from this other company in confidence and used it to make their own thing, a direct competitor to whatever company that was, and used their ties to the rights for the Exploders brand to sue other companies that are making gel ball shooters in the US. That is a huge paraphrasing. In fact, some of that might be wrong. I will link in the description where you can read that article on Blaster Hub. It is a well-written thing, very well done, Buff Daddy. But yeah, that's kind of poisoning the well for everyone, and then also putting out a thing that doesn't even remotely compete with that. I can't even really say that this is a good, like, initial start, like a good starter pack to see if you want to get into the ecosystem, because it's $80. You can spend less than 20 bucks and get full auto, like pretty much the same thing on Amazon. I have no idea if that's just gonna explode in your face or not, but it even includes freaking rechargeable batteries for $20. I'm not directing this at any one person at Hasbro or anything like that. I'm just being completely honest. I can tell you all the good things and I can tell you all the bad things. And on top of that, I have biases against the platform as a whole. And the NERF Gel Fire, maybe if it was 40, 50 bucks, maybe that would be worth checking out. You'd still be at a performance loss, and if you just want to check out what gel ball shooters are like, you would just buy one of the cheapest ones off Amazon and see if you liked it. There's stuff here that they could apply to other systems, but from where I'm standing, you should probably stay away from the NERF Pro Gelfire line until things improve. But that's all I've got for you. I'm Walcom7. Thank you very much for getting to the end of this video, and thank you very much again to Hasbro for sending this product off to me to kind of tear apart on camera. But hey, if you got to the end, you might like what I do here, so please hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, do all that algorithmic garbage to help the channel grow, so you can help the hobby grow. The foam dart one, maybe not the gel fire one. And of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different video, and this was an entirely different one because I don't normally talk about gel ball shooters.
You gotta